Hey guys, my name is Venkatesh, and in this particular tutorial, we are going to talk about a very important interview questions in a Spring, which is what is the difference between at the rate REST controller versus at the rate controller. So, guys, first of all, it was not earlier in the Spring framework. It has been introduced after React. Spring Boot is already Spring 4.0. Okay, so let's understand what was the problem and what does this solves to, and what is the differences of between them. Okay, so let's understand the flow earlier. So once in the Spring MVC, what happens? We have normally one controller, one annotation, or which names basically at the rate controller. Okay, it's basically an stereotype annotations, means the component if it scans your package, if it is found, it create one object for you. Okay, so your incoming request came here, and it's first interact with the dispatcher servlet. It's a dispatcher servlet. Okay, uh, this is the basically nothing but a front end controller for your application in a Spring Boot. Okay, now it's want to, based on its URI, it wanted to find out which particular controller it should be invoked. Okay, there are C1, C2, and C3 and C4 are defined. Now it will redirect, hey, C1 is going to handle it. Okay, now it is normally going to return a model view object. What it does contain, what the model that needs to be injected. Okay, secondly, the views resolver, or you can say where is your view is located. So it's something that you have a piece of information that you have calculated somehow with the database interaction and all those stuff, and you want to inject this information to a presentation logic that you have. Okay, so you just passing a model. Okay, this is the model that we are going to pass it somewhere, and it's a kind of view template, and finally it generate a full HTML code. Okay, and returns it over here, and then finally it's going to respond to the client. Okay, so this was the task is basically handled by your controller. Okay, now the challenge is that sometimes it is required that whenever specifically you are dealing with the program to program or web services or something like a REST endpoint or RESTful services, you don't need an entire page. Instead of that, you need a piece of information in a format of JSON, or you can say uh, JSON or XML, or in simple string. So the controller was not able to do it. So how we are going to do it? So it was possible because with the help of two controllers. Or you can say um, another method, which name is at the rate response body. At the rate response body. Okay. Its basically task is to take up your response. Let's say it's a student response. Okay, serialize it in format of XML, or you can say JSON, and respond it to your client. Okay, so how we are going to do it earlier? So it was at the rate controller learn, and with the help of at the rate response body. Now over the time, after some time, era has changed. Okay, sometimes has been changed, and the development model is being changed. Nobody prefers to tightly coupled view tightly coupled view with your Java code. Okay, now that there is various various framework like Angular or React has been came into the picture, which is basically nothing but a front-end UI. And they are saying just expose your endpoint, okay, in the format of JSON. I'll be taking care of it, okay? So now development has been shifted, means these are the two separate of concerns, okay? Okay, now the things has been changed. So Spring thought of this and they have created another annotation, which is @REST controller, okay, which is nothing but a summation of what? @controller plus @response body. Okay. Let me go to some another piece of information. This I just wanted to show you some example over here. Okay. This is the REST controller, as we can see, and we are responding with a string. Okay, and this is perfectly possible, and this is nothing but a Spring Boot application that we are running it over here. Let me show you another piece of code where we are using @controller. Okay, to respond or make it eligible as a RESTful service, to respond it properly with the employee object in format of JSON data, okay, because we have to produce the JSON data, we have to annotate this method @responsibility. It's basically a task is to serialize your employee object so that it can be traveled over the network, okay. In the same form, let's say we want to produce some XML. Okay, so produce type would be a kind of XML, and we have a response body. Okay, and nothing would be going to change. The main thing that would be there in the same way. Okay. Now let's say go to the internal implementation, how it is actually being declared. So if we go to the annotations, so this is a controller annotation, which is annotated with these set of annotations, and we can see as the REST controller, it's a basically a combination of two controller and basically response body. Okay, so please let me know if you want anything else or any explanation in this particular tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.